Welcome to section 3 of the course. In this section we're going to be covering HyperCubes and also some more fundamentals of React. So we're going to be looking again at props, and we're also going to cover state, React hooks and some other fundamental concepts. So before we get into the code, I just want to spend one lesson just giving you a recap, or if this is new to you, covering what exactly is a HyperCube. So before talking about HyperCubes, I'm going to take a step back and talk about generic objects. So a generic object in Click is a structure for storing and interacting with data in an application. They are considered generic because they are flexible structures that can represent many different application components. For example, sheets, stories, lists, or hypercubes. So a hypercube is an example of a generic object. And a hypercube represents extractions of data loaded for applications or visualizations in ClickSense. So every single chart that you see on a ClickSense page is underpinned by a hypercube, which stores all of the data regarding that chart. So they really are fundamental to ClickSense objects, and especially fundamental in mashups, because you're going to have to understand how to create hypercubes, as all your custom visualizations are going to be running on top of them. So just to simplify it, you can think of a hypercube as a table of data extracted from the Click engine. So obviously when you interact with a hypercube, it is a JavaScript object, so you're going to have to get used to dealing with objects and arrays in React. But just visually you can think about it as a tabular set of data that is underpinning your chart. So here we have a chart in ClickSense, a custom chart. Now behind this chart there is going to be a whole lot of information describing the properties of that chart. So there's going to be an array of dimensions, an array of measures. So effectively the data that the chart is rendering. It's going to be a title. There's going to be information around the size of the data extraction. So the initial data fetch. There's going to be information about the mode. So is it going to be a straight hypercube or maybe a pivoted hypercube? So all of the properties that describe this chart are going to be stored in a hypercube that underpins that chart. Great, so hopefully that gives you a bit of a better understanding about what a hypercube is. And in this next lesson, we're actually going to be using a Click library to generate our own hypercube. And we're going to use that to build a simple application. And really the purpose of this application is to get you familiar with the structure of a hypercube and also learn some more basic fundamentals of React.